Today we're going to talk about verifying operations. From the home page we select the menu and verify ops, and we come to this page. This is an overview. We're going to break this up into two help videos, an overview and then some very specific sort of ways to be efficient and quickly be able to accomplish what we're doing. So as an overview, let's just be sure we understand the general concept here. And that is that as the data comes in, we need to do a couple of things. We need to make sure that we have the right operation assigned to a machine. So if we have a tractor and we were planting with it and then we start side dressing, we want to make sure that that is correctly captured in the data. And here's where we can assign those operations. The second thing is we want to make sure the acres are correct. And we have ways of estimating acres. In some cases we can pull monitor data. In other cases we cannot. And so acreage is important that it be correct in order to, a lot of our statistics are based upon cost per acre. And so those are the two big things we're doing here, is looking at making sure that we have the right operation and that we have the right acres. As you see, as these come in, let's just to explain, each line here is a summarization of data from a machine in a field. For example, this tractor was in field 1 on the 26th for about 3/10 of an hour, and here is the operation that we think that it was doing, and these are other operations that it potentially could have been doing, and we can select a different one if that is not correct. The other thing about these summaries is that we do have a visualization, and so here is a map, a breadcrumb map of that time of that machine in that field. We can look at something here where we're more doing the entire field. Again, you'll see the breadcrumb in the field. This is the one place where we actually can visualize data. The visualization can be very helpful in terms of that acres, if we're not sure if the acres is correct. Across the top you see these different kinds of, these are different classifications of data, operations or machines and fields. Machine travel is what it says. We also track, obviously, when a machine is moving up and down the road. Machine travel does not need to be verified. Machine travel is automatic. Now if I click on it, we will start to see some summaries of various machines running between fields, and we can look at those and see you know, that the machine was going up and down the road and where it was going from and where it was going to. But in case we want to check, but in general this is all automatically taken care of on machine travel. Now truck travel is different. Truck travel we do need to verify. In the case of truck travel, we are not worried about acres. It's only to make sure we have the right operation, which in most cases just means if it's a semi, that we have the right trailer hooked up to it. If it's a pickup and you're trying to track seed tender or something, then you would have that assignment as well. So we don't need to worry about acres here, but we do need to worry about having the right operation, right trailer and combination. And then finally overhead, and overhead again overhead only occurs when the user assigns it, and those are things that don't, you know, the machine's in the barnyard running or something, and you don't want to assign it to an operation. You can assign it to overhead, and then this is just where you'll be able to see that you did that. And if you want to reclassify, you can. So those are the four kind of classifications, and that's how we know. That's how we make sure we got the right data here. Now, the other thing I will point out in this video is just that at the top, the default that comes in is just to show you your unverified operations, and there are only so many that fits on a page, and so you may have multiple pages of those. But we have the ability, and this is more of a nuts and bolts, but I explain here that you can filter. You can look at all types, which means if you have been verifying and you want to look at a verified operation, you can do that. You can go back and look at it. You can sort it by field, you can sort it by machine, as I said, field, and you can sort it by a particular operation, and that sometimes makes it much easier to manipulate, to check acres, to do things like that. The other thing you can do is sort by date. And so then sorting by date can be very helpful. If you know, well, I was planting for a particular period of time, you sort to those dates, you pull up that the tractor planter, it's all there, and you go from there. We'll explain a little bit more about that as we go. But again, this is the critical part is to make sure that these things are correct, and all data flowing from all sources has its problems, and in our case we want the user to make sure that the data is coming in correctly. And so that's the end of this. That's the overview, and then we have a second video that gets into the specifics of how to do this very efficiently.